Pius, you are welcome. Nesta, you are welcome to today's facilitation. I can see Nesta. I can see Pius. Good afternoon. If you are there, can you say good afternoon? Can you make a noise for us if you are already there? We're expecting more people to join us. Pius, are you there? Pius. Okay. If Pius, you can, maybe you have muted yourself. Nesta, are you there? Urenaya, Nesta. I can see that you have joined the facilitation today. Okay, we are ready to start because it's already time. We are ready to start. But you remember that last week we also did facilitation. And what we studied last week was on diagram of on microscope. We also drew the diagram of microscope. I can see Isaiah is here. Olua is here. Thank you. Nesta is here. Pius is here. So thank you for joining the facilitation. I want to hear your voice. You may just say hello to us so that we know you are actively participating.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Nesta, how are you?
No, sir.
How are you? Olua.
I'm fine.
You are welcome.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so
thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. So last week we discussed on microscope, and I asked you to draw the diagram of microscope. Did you draw that? Or maybe the schedule, you are busy schedule could not allow you to do that.
Yes, sir. I didn't join the last class last week, sir.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. But did you join the WhatsApp platform?
No, I'm not in the group. Nobody added me, and I didn't go the link.
Please make sure that you are added, because I even dropped the recording in that platform. So get your group, somebody who knows the admin. I think I'm also an admin, so you can just send your phone number. You can send your phone number to me so that I can add you. Let me put my phone number on this chat so that you can use that to call on, to send hi to me and ask me to join you on the Bio 101 WhatsApp group. So my phone number is here on the screen, 080-3750-9910. Then plus one. So once you say hello in that group and ask me to add you, I will definitely add you. Thank you. It's on the chat box. My phone number is on the chat box so that you can get it. Okay, so we did the diagram of microscope last week. We also labeled the microscope, and then we also asked you to look at the functions of the parts of the microscope. That was among the work I gave you. So I have to look at the functions of all the parts of the microscope: the stand, the eyepiece, the nose piece. These are the different parts of the microscope, which I asked you to. Simple microscope, not complex ones. Light microscope. The commonest microscope is the light microscope, which you can use just the sunlight to operate, to see something. So that's the type I asked you to draw and label. So we also looked at cell. We established that cell, every living organism is made up of cell. The cell is very, very important in the life of organisms. And so we looked at cells, we look at plant cells, we looked at animal cells. And then we drew plant cell. We also drew animal cells. And then I asked you to look at the differences between plant cells and animal cells. I asked you to do that. And also to look at the similarities of plant cell and animal cells. To look at 10 similarities existing between in plant cell and animal cell, and look at 10 differences between plant cell and animal cell. These are among the thing I gave you last week to look at. Then I asked you to look at the cell components, the components of the cell, the things that make up the cell, the cytoplasm, the nucleus, the vacuole, the endoplasmic reticulum, the ribosomes, the Golgi body, the chloroplast in case of plant cell, the Golgi body, the mitochondria, the centroids. These are the different parts of the microscope which I asked you to look at and give the functions of these different parts of the microscope. Then we also looked at cell theory. Last week was heavy. We looked at cell theory last week, and then we established the cell theory, and we mentioned that the cell theory states that every living organism is made up of cell, and a cell is the unit of structure and function of life. And then wherever a cell exists, there must be a pre-existing cell. These are the things we did last week as functions, as cell theory. That all living organisms are made up of cell. The cell is a unit of structure and function of life. And wherever a cell exists, there must be a pre-existing cell. We studied that last week. And then we also looked at scientists that contributed to the development of cell theory. We mentioned about 5 scientists that contributed to the development of cell theory. We mentioned Robert Hooke. We mentioned Theodor Schwann. We mentioned Matthias Schleiden. We mentioned Felix Dujardin. We mentioned Rudolf Virchow. These are the scientists that contributed to the development of cell theory. These are the things we studied last week. So today, we are going to go to week 3, and that last week was week 2. So today we are going to go to week 3 and also look at week 3. Today in week 3, we look at cell communications. We look at cells, tissues, organs, then the interrelationship between organisms. We look at heredity. We look at variations. We look at Mendel's law of inheritance, or the Mendel's law, and then we look at the introduction to evolution, Darwin's theory, and Jean Lamarck's theory. This is what we have today, the items we have today. So we try as much as possible so that we can cover this item under week 3. So the first thing is cell communications. How does materials get into a cell, and how does material leave the cell? This is by osmosis and diffusion. By osmosis and diffusion. I know now if I ask you to define osmosis, so osmosis is the movement of water molecules from a region where the water molecules is higher to the region where the water molecules are lower through a semi-permeable membrane until an equilibrium is established. That is osmosis. So the movement of material into a cell or out of the cell can be by osmosis. I say that osmosis is the movement of water molecules only. Water molecules only. It doesn't involve solutes. It doesn't involve any other molecule. It doesn't involve molecule of gas. It's only water molecules. So when water molecules is being moved, then we say it is osmosis. So osmosis is the movement of water molecules only from a region where that water molecules are higher to the region where the water molecules are lower through what? A semi-permeable membrane until an equilibrium is established. These are some of the way of cell communications. Then another one is by what? Diffusion. If I ask you diffusion, what is diffusion? To define diffusion, diffusion is the movement of molecule of a substance from the region where the molecules are higher to the region where the molecules are lower. So until the molecules of the diffusing substance are uniformly distributed. The movement of water molecule from where the molecules are higher to the region where the molecules are what? Lower, until the molecules of the diffusing substance are uniformly distributed. So it's very, very important that you understand osmosis. Very important that you understand diffusion. So this is how cells communicate. So cell can also communicate through exchange of information via some chemical or physical signals. Do you understand that coordinate activities in the cell? So we cannot know that you have also intracellular and what? Intercellular. Intracellular, intra means inside the cell, but intercellular is between one cell and another cell. So I have to understand that. Very, very, very important. That cells has to communicate.
Isan, Kisa Kayenki, Kinji, before your class.
Zainab, you say what? Zainab. Okay. I was thinking that she's saying about another thing. Now, so there is this interrelationship going on between a cell and another cell. So this interrelationship is very, very important. That's why when we take food will be digested in the mouth. From the mouth, it goes down to the intestine, to the small intestine, where they will be absorbed from one cell to another cell. And that's how materials move across the cell. So the next we are going to look at is heredity. It's the aspect of genetics, heredity, and variation. Heredity is what? Transmission of characters or traits from organisms to what? To their offspring, or traits from organisms to their descendants. So when traits are transmitted from the organism to the offspring or to their descendants, we are talking of what? Heredity. And that's why when traits are transmitted, there is a tendency for you to resemble. There's a tendency for you to resemble because characters are embedded on that trait. And that trait is called gene. And that's why you resemble your mother, you resemble your father. Because the traits or the gene in your mother is passed to you during fertilization. That of your father is also passed to you during fertilization. And so, when you are born, you will now contain some characters of your father and some characters of your mother. And this transmission of characters or traits from organism to their offspring or from organism to their descendants is what we call what? Heredity. If you have a baby now, that your baby may resemble you because you have transmitted character from you to your baby. And that is what? Heredity. The next one is variation. That is the opposite of heredity. This means the differences in a character. That's traits, tendency to be different from one another, or even to the offspring, is known as what? Variation. So in a population, you have heredity, you have what? Variation. Very, very important. Now, there's some other terms we might discuss that help you in this study of heredity and variation. One of it is what? Gene. I said that gene is what? Unit of what? Inheritance that transfers character from parents to offspring. The next one is what to call allele. Allele. A-L-L-E-L-E. Allele. What is an allele? Allele is each the character are transferred by a pair of gene, and you can use letters to represent that pair of gene. You can use capital T, or capital T, small t. You can use for tallness. For blackness, you can use capital B, or capital B, small b, or even small b, small b. That is letters we use to represent what? That gene. Now, each of the letter is called what? An allele. Each of that letter is called what? An allele. So one number of alternative form of that same gene responsible for determining contrasting character is called what? An allele. Like capital T, capital T. Capital T is an allele. The other capital T is an allele. Capital T, small t. The capital T is an allele. The small t is an allele. Capital B, small b. The capital B is an allele. The small b is an allele. But both of them is called allelemorphs. Both of the allele are called what? Allelemorphs. So when you combine two alleles, you call it what? Allelemorphs. But when you consider each of them, it's called what? An allele. And it is transfer character. That is the thing that transfer character. For example, capital T is responsible for tallness, while small t is the recessive gene that should have made the person short. So while capital T is for tallness, small t is for what? Shortness. So the alternative form of a gene is also called what? An allele, because the capital T is one, the small t is our. So both of them are alternative. One is controlling tallness, one is controlling shortness. Capital B, small b. The capital B is controlling black color, while B is controlling recessive color. So it is an alternative form of a gene called what? Allelemorphs. Then you need to know what to call phenotype. Phenotype is the physical appearance of an individual. Are you tall? Are you black? Are you fair in complexion? Are you bulky, or do you have weight? Are you so lean? Are you hairy? Do you have hairs all over your body? Or do you have smooth body? Your hair, are they coiled or are they straight? Your eye, does it have a color in the eye? So these are the physical appearance of an individual. What is the shape of your ear? Do you have attached earlobe or free earlobe? These are the physical appearance of an individual. And the physical appearance of an individual is what we call phenotype. The physical appearance of an individual is what we call phenotype. Then you also have genotype. Genotype means what? The genetic makeup of an individual, the genetic constitution of an individual. The genetic makeup of an individual is the genotype. So you have phenotype, you have what? Genotype. So while phenotype is talking of the physical appearance of an individual, genotype is talking about the what? The genetic what? Makeup of an individual. The genetic constitution of an individual. For example, if you are AA, maybe blood group AA, blood group AS, blood group SS. These are the genotypes. Do you understand? So you don't see it by looking at the individual. But phenotype, you can determine phenotype by looking at an individual. You determine the phenotype. But genotype, you can't determine it except you do what? You do tests. That's why you'll be able to know that somebody is AA, or somebody is AS, or somebody is SS, or somebody is blood group O, or somebody is blood group A, or somebody is blood group AB. It's only by what? Testing, and that is the genotype. The genetic constitution of an individual is the genotype. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So what do I say is phenotype?
We So is it possible that you share your screen that we see
Answer
what
my
you're talking?
question first. What is phenotype?
Yes, sir.
Phenotype is the physical appearance of an
What is genotype?
So genotype is the genetic makeup of an individual.
Okay. If I send, okay, I will share the screen and then allow you not to study. Because why I'm reluctant to share it first is I want to teach you, you understand, then I will now send it in form of recording, or send it in form of my PowerPoint to your mail. Then you look at it. First of all, you understand what we are talking about. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
What do I
Okay,
say
sir.
about heredity?
Yes,
What
sir.
did I say about heredity? The transfer of character from parents to the offspring or descendants. What do I say about variation? What do I say about variation? Tendency of the world. Organism to be different from one another and from their parents. Or
Yes.
even different from their descendants. Then, what do I say is allelomorphs? Allelomorphs, a pair of genes that controls a given character, is called what? Allelomorphs. And each of them is called what?
Ali.
Allele.
Allele.
Thank you very much. You are following. So I think we are doing fine. So, and then we mentioned genotype and phenotype. I hope you understand. Then there's another
Yes.
thing you need to know. There's something we call dominant character and recessive what? Character. I say dominant character and what? Recessive character. If you have capital T, small t, you know that capital T is for tallness, while small t is for shortness. But if the individual becomes tall, it means that tallness has dominated what? Shortness. So the character that dominates is called dominant what? Character.
Character. Yes, sir.
Your father may be very black and your mother may be fair. And when they born you, you become fair. What does it mean? The fairness in your mother dominated the what? The blackness in your father. So that is called dominant what? Character.
Character. Yes, sir.
That character that is dominated is called what? Recessive character. Say it.
Recessive character.
Recessive character.
Character, yes. Recessive character.
Very good. So we have dominant character and we have what? Recessive
character.
I hope you are following very well. Then,
yes, sir.
Then you have what we call filial generation. Filial generation. All of you say filial generation.
Filial generation.
Filial. Filial generation. Filial generation means the offspring of an individual. If you marry now and you have a baby, that your baby is your first filial generation. That baby is your what? First filial
generation.
Supposing that baby now, marry, okay, he's no longer a baby. He grew to a man and get married and had baby, and you are still alive. That baby of your child is your second filial generation. Then supposing that the child also marry and have children, and you are still alive, the children of your children is your third filial generation. So if you are living, if your parents is living now, and your grandparents are living, you are the second filial generation of your grandparents. Do you understand? And if your grandparents are living and they are still alive, then you are what? Third filial generation. So you have first filial generation, second filial generation, third filial generation, fourth filial generation, etc. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Then you have what to call chromosome. We have what to call chromosome. Chromosome. What is a chromosome? What is a chromosome? I want you to answer. What is a chromosome?
Chromosome is that a two patron and I don't understand this thing, man.
Okay, you cannot understand. I say, what is a chromosome? Some of you are googling it. You don't need to Google. You need to know it off head. A chromosome is a rod-like substance that contains the gene. Remember, I told you the gene, the trait, that thing that transfer traits, the chemical that transfer traits from parents to the young ones are called what? Gene or traits. Then that trait, that's something that trait is embedded on something. That thing where the traits are embedded is called what? Chromosome. So chromosome is a rod-like substance that contains the what? The genes. Rod-like because it is round like rod. So a rod-like substance that contains the gene is called what? Chromosomes. Sometimes in human body, these chromosomes can be what? Stay in pairs. They stay in pairs. Instead of stay singly, they look for partner and stay in pairs. And so when they stay in pairs, then we'll call them homologous chromosomes. We'll call them what?
Homologous chromosomes.
Homologous chromosomes because they stay in pairs. I hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
Me? Very good.
Yes, sir.
Then there is a point you need to know. That particular point on the chromosome where the gene stay, that particular point on the rod-like substance or the chromosome where the gene stay, because the gene are embedded on the chromosome. That particular position of a gene on a chromosome is called what? Locus. It's called what? Locus. So what is a locus? The position of what? A gene on the what? Chromosome. And the locus is plural. The locus is singular. The plural is what? Loci. The plural is what? Loci. So when you consider mononym locus, then you call it what? Loci. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
That locus, sir.
I said that the locus is the position. The position occupied by the gene on the chromosome is called what? Locus.
Locus.
You understand? Then before I leave this place now, before I leave, now that's allele. I think I told you that allele is one of the alternative form of a gene. Then allelemorphs is that pair of gene that controls a given character, which can be represented with capital T small t or capital B small b. I hope you are following me.
Yes, sir.
Now, when the allelemorphs are identical, in e.g., example, capital T, then you call it what? Homozygous. You call it what? Homozygous.
Homozygous.
Yes, when the allelemorphs are identical, like capital B, or capital T, or capital C, or capital R. The allelemorphs are identical. So you call it what? Homozygous what? Condition.
Homozygous.
No, homozygous what? Condition. It's not homologous. Homologous is when we are talking of a gene, a pair of chromosomes staying in pairs. When chromosomes stay in pairs, then you say it is homologous. I hope you understand. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
But
yes, sir.
we are talking of allelemorphs, the one that controls a given character, like capital T, or capital T, or capital B, or capital R small r. When they are identical, you say they are what? Homozygous. And when they are not identical, then you say they are what? Heterozygous. You say they are what? Heterozygous. So you have homozygous condition and heterozygous what? Condition. I repeat, you have homozygous and what? Heterozygous condition.
Yes, sir.
Now, in our body cells, contains these chromosomes. So, and there is specific number of chromosomes in any body cell. For example, if somebody pinch you with a needle, blood will come out. If you collect that blood, then check the number of chromosomes in one blood cell. The total number is 46. The total number is what? 46.
46.
If you pick the blood from the leg, the total number is what? 46.
46.
So the number of chromosomes in the body cells of a human being is how many? 46.
46.
So, and that chromosome that is 46, they stay in pairs. So if you have 46, if you arrange 46 in pairs, then you have how many? 23 pairs. I hope you understand. 23 pairs making up what? 46. This 46 number of chromosomes in the body cells, they stay in two twos. So that is why they are in pairs. And so our body cells is said to be what? Diploid. Our body cells is said to be what? Diploid. All of you say diploid.
Diploid.
Yes.
Diploid.
Because we contain 46 number of what? Chromosomes that are in pairs. 23. How many pairs? 23. I hope you understand. So for every body cell, this chromosome number is 46 and they are in pairs. That means 23 pairs. But if you go to the sex cell, that means the sperm or the egg, and check the number of chromosomes, they are not 46. Do you know how many they are?
No.
They are 23.
No, sir.
They are 23 and they are not in pairs. I hope you understand. They are what?
Yes,
23 and they are not in pairs. And that's why we say that they are haploid. They are what? Haploid.
Haploid.
So why the body cell is diploid, the sex cell is what? Haploid.
Haploid.
Do you know the reason why the sex cells are not are haploid? Do you know the reason why they are 23 instead of 46?
No, sir.
Tell me, you must know. Reason is that tell me the reason.
In space.
Because of because
there's no fertilization. They have not come together.
Now they are 40 they are 23 because during fertilization, the sperm will donate that 23 chromosome and the egg will donate 23 chromosome. And then they fertilize to form a zygote that now contains how many chromosomes? 46.
46.
Can you now see it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
God is very, very wise because God doesn't want disorder. Because if the number of chromosomes in the sex cell is 46, it means that 46 plus 46 will be what? 92.
92.
And when the child now grows up and marry another girl, 92 plus 92 will be what?
84.
84. And when the third filial generation marry again, it becomes 184 plus 184. Then you now see confusion everywhere. You now see confusion. And when you have one extra chromosome in the body, it can cause a genetic change. It can cause genetic difference. As we are going to see, when we come to genetic disorders of man, you now know that there's something we call Turner syndrome. Do you understand?
No.
And Down syndrome. A child with Down syndrome has 47 number of chromosomes. A child with Down syndrome has an extra one chromosome. And that one extra one chromosome make the child to be down with what we call Down syndrome or what we call imbecile. That child will become an imbecile. Do you understand? Because of one extra chromosome. So if there is one extra chromosome, you see the problem it is causing. Then you can imagine when you have multiple chromosomes, many problems will cause. There will be many problems. I hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a child with Down syndrome?
Yes. Yes, sir.
They have low intelligence. They don't grow very tall. They have eyelid like that of Chinese. I hope they dance over music and they don't pass primary 6 in terms of education career. I hope you understand. And it happens when you refuse to marry until you get somebody who has an aeroplane. I hope you understand. You know, some women do like that. They will not want to marry until they are waiting for someone who has a aeroplane. So that, and then as you are waiting, you become too old. And as you are getting old, there is tendency for genetic accident. There is tendency for one additional chromosome to form. And when one additional chromosome forms, then your child will be down with Down syndrome. So people that are old age, getting to 40 or 38, these are the people that give birth to children with Down syndrome, or even 40, or even 41. So check yourself now. So if you are getting, it's better to marry when you are very, very young, when your genes are all agile and active. Your genes are okay. So let us now. We have defined a lot of them. Yes, sir. Yes.
Hello. Can
Yes.
the same problem happen to man?
Yes.
Like
When
if
we are
the man.
no, it doesn't happen to a man so easily, because you know a man of 70 years can still impregnate a young girl. I hope you understand. But when you are getting too old, the tendency it can also happen. When you are getting too old, I hope you understand. So if you are getting too old, please don't marry again. Please just allow the world to stay. Please, if you are getting too old, don't marry.
I'm just asking a question.
I know now. I'm just encouraging us so that when you go out, you teach people outside. I hope you understand.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon,
I want to ask something. Though I joined late, but I wanted to know this particular topic you are teaching, everything about cells and chromosomes and everything. I'm looking for it in my PDF so that I can go back through and look at it. Is it separate from what you are teaching?
Go to week 3. We divided the lectures into weeks, and those that cannot contain week 1, in week 2 we move it to week 3. So just follow what we are doing. We divided into week 1, week 2, week 3, up to 6th week. Then we have 7th week revision. Do you understand?
Currently we're in week 3.
They are there.
3 because
now let's go to Mendelian law. Mendel's law. Have you heard of Mendel's before? Mendel.
Mendel periodic table.
So Grigor Mendel, I hope you understand.
Yes,
Mendel doesn't have a periodic table, so watch it. Periodic table is in chemistry.
Yes.
But we
There
have
is one man
Grigor
like
Mendel.
that.
I want to tell you that our time will be off in the next 3 minutes. When it's off again, I will log in again and we'll continue the lecture. So when the thing is off, don't get worried. Just be patient to relog. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
So Mendel's law. Grigor Mendel was a pastor. He was a priest. In fact, he graduated in combined physical sciences. He read mathematics and physics in the university. But when he graduated and got his first degree, he has a calling to go for priesthood. And so he entered a monastery. But in the monastery, they have a lot of flowers. And most of them are always, there is a lot of time in the monastery. So he now began to practice what he studied in the university by doing what we call pollination. Have you heard of pollination before?
Yes, sir.
Before?
Yes, sir.
It transfers pollen grains from anthers to the what? To the stigma of the same plant or different plants. So when they started to do pollination, and so he collected the red flowered plants and pollinated it with white flowered plants. And he was expecting that the first layer generation, he was expecting to see red and white. Unfortunately, he was disappointed. What he saw was only red and he could not see white. Because